Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Killingly Public Library's craft videos. Today we will be making a butterfly twig wreath. And I collected a few twigs from outdoors. Actually, these are grapevines. I tried to pick some green ones, but I do think I have a few dead ones. So something that would be a good thing to do would be to soak your branches in some water. So like the bathtub would be great because it's kind of long and would accommodate the size of your branches. I did not soak mine, so you might hear some crunching while I'm turning and trying to form my wreath. I also would have preferred to have had more grapevines, but I went with just a small amount just so you could kind of get the gist of things. And you can make your wreath fuller or smaller depending on what you have to work with and what suits your needs. And let's see what else. You could use a wreath form and just wrap your twigs around it. I am going to actually just form the twigs myself without a wreath form or a coat hanger or anything like that, but you could do it. So that is just a few ideas. So let's get started. And let's see, I think I'm going to start by taking some of these smaller ones and here we go. Okay, so I think this one is, yeah, I cracked it a little bit. It looks like maybe not. This one is nice and bendable and small. This one would be great to wrap around all my other branches. So I'm going to put this one in my lap and hold on to it for now. They're a little bit crazy. They kind of have a mind of their own. So let's take a branch here and kind of shape it how we want. And yes, I heard some crunching going on. All right, so this isn't quite circular, but it's okay. I mean, it's a nature-inspired creation and doesn't have to be symmetrical. So what I do want to do is just kind of wrap the ends a little, just intertwine them so that they maybe don't come undone. So, like so, kind of. And you could take some yarn or twine and tie them in place if you would like to. I do have some yarn. I was intending to do that, but they seem to be holding fairly well. And now it's tough with the grapevines because they have all these little curlicues. They keep getting stuck on each other. So now I'm going to take another one and where I have them kind of woven together, kind of twisted around, I'm going to oops, this one snapped. See, that's what happens when they're dead. Okay, there we go. And just kind of add some more to it, and you can twist them around. Kind of intertwine them, twist them a little, and grab another one. This one's not going to go very far. It's really Okay, I've been working with my twigs and I've wrapped them and twisted them around a bunch of times to get this. That was about maybe 4 twigs or so, but this is my last twig. So I'm just going to show kind of how I wrapped it a little. I think now that there's a form going, it might be easier. So I just kind of, and you can do whatever works for you, but I started there, and it's tough with the longer ones. And I just kind of wrapped it around and back in. Oops, see, it just wants to do its own thing. Back in and around so that it's kind of, you know, snaking in and out through the wreath. And this will wind and hold together what you've got. So, oops. You can see these came out, so I'm just going to pop them back in and wind that around with this. Okay. Oops. I'm not sure if this is, if you can see this, but I just kind of loop in and out. Just twisting it and trying to get some of these other sticks if they are poking out. And just kind of like so. That can be there. Okay, and I've got a big mess, yes, all over the table. So when you're working at home, bear in mind that things break off. There's a lot of bark and dirt debris here. If you do soak your twigs, you'll have a much better time of this. They won't break. And if you use green twigs also, you will be able to bend and wrap them. So definitely save the greenest twig you have for the looping around and around. So if you can see how it kind of comes out around, and you know, just kind of like if you were wrapping a cord or something. But see, it comes out here, comes back in and over, and it just holds everything together. But if you're not sure about it just the same, you could take some yarn and wrap it around like we did the twig, especially the brown. It kind of would hide in there. You wouldn't see it so much, and you could kind of just go around and see, wouldn't really show. And you can also clean this up a little, snap off some of these extra pieces unless you like them going every which way. And some of them you could probably even bend and shove back into the wreath somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this mess and then we will continue on. Okay, now that we've finished the wreath, we're ready to move on to the butterfly part. So I created a template. I folded a piece of paper in half and I traced what looked good to me for some butterfly wings. And then when you open it up, you'll have a full butterfly. And then you want to take and trace that onto a book page. And you can make all kinds of different butterflies for your wreath. I'm just going to do one for the video. And you could make different sizes, different shapes, or all of the same kind. Put one butterfly on like we're going to do, or put many on. So I'm just going to take a book page and trace this with a pencil. And after your butterfly is traced onto your page, go ahead and cut it out. Okay, my butterfly is all cut, and I'm going to actually fold it in half, just so that it kind of look like it's flying a little bit as it sits on the wreath. Now we want to take a few pony beads. I have 3 pony beads here, and I'm going to glue them one on top of the other with some hot glue. There's 2. And 3. And this will be a great body for your butterfly. And then we're just going to glue them right into the middle of our wings here, right into the middle of our wings. Okay, he's got a little body. So I'm going to take this twine that I have. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's been kicking around in my closet for a while. It's really thin, some kind of twine, but it stands up on its own pretty well, unlike something like yarn that kind of flops over. So anything stiff you could use. You just want to use it for the antenna for the butterfly. So I'm just going to cut a little piece off, and I'm just going to fold it in half so it's kind of like a U, I guess. It's got a little loop at the bottom, and I'm just going to dab a little hot glue in the ends of my beads there, because when I glued initially, the glue kind of filled up the hole. It kind of, the last bit just oozed out too fast on me, and so there's not a lot of room in there to hold my twine in place. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of glue in there so that I can add, oops, there, add my antenna. Okay, there's our butterfly. And now you want to take and glue him onto your wreath wherever you would like to place him. Let's see. There we go. I've glued him onto my wreath, and you can play with the wings a little, smush them up again, almost like you're folding them in half if it's not, you know, giving you a nice look like you'd like. And you could put as many butterflies on here as you'd like. You could add a bow, anything you would like. And you can hang it just like it is. Just put, you know, hang it on your door, or you could take some extra twine or some yarn, like the brown yarn that I had, and make a little hanger to hang it on your door or your picture hook or wherever you want to place it. But here is our twig butterfly wreath. Don't give up. I know those twigs can be a little stubborn and difficult to work with, but if you find some green ones out there in your yard, you will be all set, because they just really bend and work. It's just tough when they're really long and you're trying to wrap them, but this just took a few minutes and we've got a nice little craft. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of our twig butterfly wreath, and I can't wait to see yours. Please share them with us at info@killinglypl.org. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day.